Well, welcome back. The CHAR channel actively implementing woody biomass to energy and PFAS destruction projects utilizing its proprietary HTP technology, trading on the TSXV under YES and the OTC under CTR and F. This interview is disseminated on behalf of CHAR, but we're privileged to be joined by Andrew White, the CEO, who's going to take us through the recent acquisition. First and foremost, welcome, sir.
Thanks, Kyle. Good to be here.
Yeah, pleasure getting you back on. So, you closed an acquisition of Elkem's biocarbon assets in Quebec, including that 62,500-ton offtake facility and its IP. Maybe tell us a bit about the structure of this deal and what it means for CharTech.
Yeah, we're super excited about the opportunity here that this deal presents. I would say in general and at a high level, in Canada, you had CharTech and Elkem Biocarbon, who were leaders in the space of biocarbon for electric arc furnace production of things, we'll say for now. And there's a reason I'm putting it that way for right now. And through the acquisition and the now combined intellectual property, we are without a doubt the leaders in the space. The reason I said electric arc furnace to things is CharTech's focus has been electric arc furnace steel making. So, ArcelorMittal, Dofasco, for example, and other steel makers. Whereas Elkem, their focus is ferrosilicon production. So it's still an electric arc furnace, but there's some unique characteristics about what the biocarbon needs to look like to service either the steelmaking space or the ferrosilicon space.
Yeah, appreciate the insight there. And with an annual offtake of 12,500 tons, what is the estimated annual revenue contribution from this specific facility? And how quickly do you expect Sugune assets to kind of become cash flow positive?
Yeah, and we need to treat the offtake price with a little bit of commercial sensitivity in this particular market space. But I would say, in general, we would expect this to be an offtake agreement that fits with our view on what market pricing is of biocarbon. And so, that to give you the broader range, that can kind of go from, $750 a ton to $1,500 a ton. That's what we're seeing generally in the market. Commercial production, initial kickoff sort of the end of 26/Q1 27. It's been about a week now since we closed the acquisition. I've been up to the site. The team up there is phenomenal, and the upgrade process is kicking off. So that's the schedule we have now to start really getting commercial production out of the site. So a lot of it was already built. It was a demonstration plant that had been in place since really 2020, 2021 is when it started to be built. They've made 70 tons of product historically for testing purposes, and now we got to get into that regular production up there.
Yeah, and speaking to that pilot and demonstration site specifically, what kind of specific commercial upgrades are required to start getting to those targets? And what is the estimate CapEx budget for these upgrades?
Yeah, so we're looking at basically upgrading the thermal treatment system. So there's a couple of steps to make biocarbon pellets or biocarbon briquettes. You need to get the biochar, which will be delivered to this site, which can come from any of the CharTech facilities where we're making processing the woody biomass. You need to mix it with binders. You need to press it, so compress it and compact it into pellets or briquettes or whatever shape we aim for. And then you have to do a thermal treatment process to essentially cure it. So that's the piece that needs to be upgraded to get us into continuous production. So, the core capital equipment is going to be on the range of $2 to $3 million. There should be some really good supports available. So that's what we've been working with the team on is putting that whole budget together. As people who follow CharTech know, we've been fairly successful at getting non-dilutive funding to help push projects from that demonstration to that commercial operation. The team in Saguenay that's come along and is part of CharTech now are also very good at this. So we anticipate some good support on getting this project through to that commercial operation.
Yeah, and you've stated this accelerates the path to that multi-facility commercial revenue. Does this acquisition change your kind of revenue guidance through 2025 into 2026, or was this kind of already factored into your growth roadmap?
So this will have a positive impact on what we've presented previously. And so those will be updated through presentations and the like in the next coming months. But this is a very positive news and increases what we've already been communicating to shareholders. So very, very exciting opportunity.
Yeah, perfect. I definitely appreciate the insight here as we pass it off to the viewers as always. We'd love to know what you think, but consider subscribing when news catalysts like this come down the wire. Of course, we'll bring it to you here. If you'd like to learn more about CHAR Tech, we'll leave the links in the description below as well. We appreciate Andrew's time, but on that, we look forward to catching you in the next one.